morning with a concerning and blunt message from North Korea, which has threatened a nuclear strike on Australia. The warning from the rogue nation was sparked by comments made by our Foreign Minister, Julie Bishop.
Korea's long-term interests would best be served by ceasing its nuclear weapons and missile program and improving the welfare of the long-suffering, impoverished people.
Well, that is what she has said that has sparked North Korea's anger. So let's go to Nine's Brett McLeod, who's in South Korea for us this morning. Good morning, Brett. Just how serious is this nuclear threat?
Well, look, we're used to very bellicose words coming from North Korea. Certainly here in Seoul, they hear them regularly. But this is the first time Australia has been mentioned directly. And you look at the words themselves. First of all, the local news agency is quoting officials from Pyongyang saying, if Australia persists in following the US, this will be a suicidal act of coming within the range of the nuclear strike of the strategic forces of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, also known as North Korea. Julie Bishop herself gets a direct shot. The Australian Foreign Minister had better think twice about the consequences to be entailed by her reckless tongue-lashing before flattering the US.
Good morning, Ange. It stems from a radio interview that the Foreign Affairs Minister Julie Bishop gave 3 days ago on Thursday, rather than from the events of yesterday and the comments the Prime Minister and the visiting Vice President were making then. Julie Bishop back on Thursday spoke about the threat that North Korea represents for Australia. Now, the regime has responded overnight in a statement in which it calls the Foreign Affairs Minister's comments reckless, accuses her of spouting a string of rubbish. It says the Turnbull government is blindly and zealously towing the US line. It does note that the peninsula, the Korean peninsula, is inching closer to the brink of war, but in the sharp point of the statement says what Australia is doing amounts to a suicidal act of coming within the range of the nuclear strike of North Korea. The statement is not unusual in that it's verbose and colourful and coming from Pyongyang. In fact, there's another statement around at the moment from Pyongyang accusing the US of acts of war. But it is unusual in that it highlights Australia as a US ally and, of course, makes that quite specific nuclear threat. We know the DPRK, or North Korea at the moment, lacks, we believe, that capability. But the current debate, of course, is over the development of nuclear weapons and its ballistic missile capability.